Welcome back to the Psychic Soul Healer channel. My name is Laura, and I'm going to do a general message for Pisces. Know that energy is fluid, so roles could be reversed. Just interpret the message as it best resonates for you. Anything that you need to know about the channel, you can find in the description box. All important links, website link, Patreon link, other YouTube links, everything. Even directions on how to enter into winning a free psychic reading with me, which all you need to do to enter is three things: like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write the magic word of the day in your comment bar. You'll know if I chose you if I wrote the word winner underneath. If I did, we will correspond back on YouTube to see what day and time works best for both of us. All right. So let's see what the magic word of the day is going to be today. And if I pull like two words, I'm not going to put the card back. I want to make it easy for you guys. All right. Let's see what the word of the day is. Vanity. Again, the word of the day is going to be vanity. All you need to do is like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write the word vanity in your comment bar. Okay. Now, for those of you that are new to the channel, I always open up every reading looking at the spiritual energies first, and then we dive deep into what's going on, what the person's going to do, what you're going to do, and any other important information. Okay. And that card shouldn't even be in this deck, see? Because I'm using this deck. But let's just for shit and giggles flip to the side. See, weary. Again, so someone may be taking time out to rest. You may be taking time out to rest, Pisces. Escape from the pressures of life. So maybe you're in a stressful time right now. Let's see. I don't really know. All right. Tactlessness. Release attentive and repressed nature. Let's see. Needy. And aggressive. Okay, so I feel like you're connected to someone that's normally very, very codependent. And they play games in order to get you to give them more energy. This person has a really hard time expressing their feelings and emotions. And so they would rather actually like aggravate you and create some sort of drama and then read intuitively to see how you feel. So this person that you're connected to is not emotionally intelligent, and they are definitely not on the same vibration, but they're bringing out wounds within you because, again, you need to release this energy, the attentive and repressed nature. And I feel like you grew up in an environment or dated people that would do, treat you not in the right, not give you the right respect. And so this tactlessness is kind of like the same type of energy, only the person that you're connected to now is not family. They're aggressive, where they're activating the original wound. But understand, the original wound is that they're codependent. And I feel like you might have been codependent, but you are no longer codependent. You've learned how to emotionally take care of yourself. And I say that, not saying that you wouldn't want to be dating someone, but what I'm trying to say is you don't feel the need to be in a bunch of empty relationships just so that you have someone there. Where I feel like the person that you're connected to does, and they play games. So they'll talk to 3 or 4 people that they don't really like, and they'll like you, and they won't give you anything. And they try to, again, trigger you, but it's because they're needy. And so you're being asked to deal with them differently because there's a sense of, well, it's really triggering you. And it's supposed to trigger you. I mean, you ask why spirit brings certain people into your life that you have a connection to. Well, it's again, you wouldn't look at your triggers. You wouldn't care. You'd say, yeah, get them the hell out of my life. But if you are emotionally connected to someone and you have a spiritual connection to someone, you're going to sit and you're going to think and you're going to try and figure it out. More so. But I also feel like you grew up in an environment that was very codependent. So your mother might have had a lot of anxiety, and as a way, you would try to feel the situation out with her, and then try to fix or make this person happy. Well, if this person is triggering you to actually fall into that same behavior where you're giving to them, but it's the same wound. So let's see, it triggers you in the way time. I felt you had more time for other people than me. You have become too busy for this connection. Again, they did not give you the time. Like, and that's what I was saying before, that they would talk to 2 or 3 other people and not really care about those other people. This is why it's like tactlessness. It's like almost using people to manipulate other people, and also to feed their own ego. And that's because they're needy, they're codependent. And it is aggressive behavior. But the whole thing is, it's like that person is not emotionally intelligent. They don't feel comfortable in expressing how they feel. And because they are that way, they play games. And this also was popping out mask. Like they pretend to have this persona that they have their shit together, that they're really a macho person, that they, are very successful, that they're very desirable, because they're giving you very little. They're trying to create a persona, but that's not really who they are. Again, this person doesn't have an identity. And I say that because if we're codependent, it means that there's a piece of us that's missing, that we haven't created a part of ourselves. And that happens a lot of times because of trauma. If you're so busy trying to survive, you're not in your creative mind, you're in the survival mind. And that's what I feel like it happened to your person. I also believe that you and your person have a lot of the same wounds, where you probably grew up in survival mode too. And that doesn't mean that you were beaten. It could mean emotionally, the people that you grew up with did not give you what you needed. And so that when that happens, we feel that we're inadequate. And when we feel we're inadequate, it's so that, again, there's a piece of us that we haven't developed. So we are needy. And instead of your person being able to communicate with you, they are aggressive, accountable. And like you, every time you, Pisces, tried to talk to this person didn't want to be accountable. They would just avoid the conversation, or they would shut you down, or they would make it almost like, it would make you feel bad about even talking about it. So it's again, they would say, you're blaming everything on me, or, oh, you just don't like who I am. They wouldn't even listen to your concerns. And it was a way of gaslighting and manipulative. And this is the tactless energy. It's again, it's very one-sided. It's all about me, which is what I felt like you were dealing with a person. And attention, and this is your person needing the constant attention. Otherwise, they get irritated and jealous that your attention was not on them. So here we have attention. They need the attention. So they, would give time to everyone else in hopes that you would give them more time. And really, when you would say something, they would twist it around on you. And again, giving this persona like they don't really care, like almost like they're a player. And it's really because they're needy. And also because they wanted to like trigger you, so you would give them more. So why is this happening to you, Pisces? Like, why would the universe bring this person into your life? And it's to release a tentative and repressed nature. And the repressed nature is the emotions that you've stuffed down about maybe not feeling seen. Again, like by having people not give you what you need, important people, people that are supposed to emotionally give. And this person wasn't giving. So do we stick around in that environment? No, we don't. So I'm kind of feeling like you didn't stay in this connection. However, I feel like emotionally you stayed in this connection. So you might have removed yourself, but you didn't learn the full meaning. And part of that could be to actually talk to this person, because you're repressing it, like you're repressing your emotions. Repressed emotions are already suppressed emotions, meaning you've already gone through this experience before. However, you haven't integrated the spiritual lesson yet. And without integrating it, we don't learn. So we never can really release those emotions. So we really never see a different perception of the situation. So this might be, Pisces, that you always pull people into your life that emotionally can't give you what you need, is what I'm feeling. Let's just see, like, before I look at the wounds, I'm curious, what are the hidden truths? What does your person even think? Because it wouldn't be uncommon if they had actually have feelings, deep feelings. Like the more deep feelings, the more the less they give. That's how you know. That's how you know that they like you, because they're not going to give you anything. Like you can feel energetically, no, this person has feelings for me, but they're doing everything to tell me that they don't like me. And so usually people don't go out of their way to deliberately give you nothing. Don't maybe, unless they're trying to send you a message unconsciously. And a lot of times when you deal with a person that has trauma, where they haven't, again, they're codependent, so they haven't created part of themselves, because that's what codependent is. It means that you feel like you're defective, that it's parts of you that you've detached from because you think that there's something wrong with them. You think that they're defective. So they're parts of ourselves that we are ashamed of, that we don't like. And they hold shame and guilt and other negative emotions, and they're due to perceptions from situations that we've gone through that have created these thoughts about ourselves. That's where the shadow comes from. So if your person has these shadows that they're not willing to integrate, they're not willing to learn from, they're going to just continue to they're going to continue to repeat this cycle, which I feel like they have. So no matter how nice you are and how giving you are and how codependent you would be, they would never be satisfied. It would actually turn into a narcissistic relationship where the person would be looking to you to make them happy, because they don't believe that they can make themselves happy. Again, this is their entertainment. This is what they do. They talk to multiple people to get a reaction from you. That's very time consuming. So it's, again, are we going to sit here and stay aggravated? But the aggravation is that emotional trigger that allows us to see what we need to heal with inside of ourselves. And that's usually, this person is making me feel, and then spirit says, should anyone be able to make you feel X, Y? The only reason why they're able to make you feel that way is because you are that way. So it's, again, there's knowledge in the fact that you're dealing with somebody that's not giving you what you need. So I would say it's like a healing time for you. Well, again, let's see what the hidden truths are. I know I said I was going to look. You and I were too young I believe that again, you got together with them a long time ago, and they just, and even if they weren't young, it was a long time ago. They were a little immature, and they kind of wanted to play the field. They weren't ready for that type of relationship, is what I'm feeling. And also, I don't feel like you would have been with them because you like to have people get to know you. You like for people like to give a little bit of time, and this person wasn't willing to do it. So I think that that's more or less what that means. Just being near you is intoxicating. I believe that again, they get excited, but they're around you, but they're immature. So they have anxiety. They might put their foot in their mouth all the time. Um, and not know how to act, not know what to do. I want to tell you how I feel. Oh, well, this is a big change because, like I said, this person played so many games in not telling you that now, now they want to tell you. So this definitely tells me that you walked away, Pisces, because again, we say if this is a soulmate relationship and it was one to awaken your wounds to help you heal certain things within yourself, well, what is it doing for this person? Because everybody wins. That's what why spirit, the divine, the universe, whatever you want to call it, brings people together. And we have that soul recognition where the person feels like home, we fall in love with them. It's again, that we have unconditional love for them, regardless of what they do. Why is that? And spirit says, well, again, your person is very immature, and they don't know how to express themselves. They played games. This is how they navigated, and you walked away. So now it's ironic. Now they want to say something. We need to let each other go. I do believe that they feel that sometimes because I feel like they think that this relationship is very difficult. It's not uncommon that when we get triggered and we have to heal, that that the head and the heart is going to fight. Right? We have a wound, and the wound is in the mind and the subconscious, and it needs to be right. It needs to control. And your person likes to do things a certain way. And however, they are they fell in love. And when a person has feelings and they have wounds, they usually want to control the situation because they want to protect their heart. And so I feel like your person is like, I want to, like, I don't really want this relationship because I don't trust myself. Well, they don't get good results if they're needy and they're codependent and they play games to navigate the relationship. So they don't really want this relationship. They don't, their third eye is not open. They have no idea what this relationship would even look like, especially since you are, someone that holds yourself on a higher vibration by what certain standards that you expect. And so I'm feeling like, and I say that because you noticed that they didn't give you the time, and so that they didn't give you the time, you walked away. And so now that you walked away, um, they're realizing that they really have feelings, but it scares the shit out of them. Again, because that's the whole fear why they play games to begin with. So remember, it's not going to always look the greatest because, when we're fighting with our heart and our mind fight, we're going to seem actually like a crazy person. We're going to seem like 1 second, oh, I'm in love, you make me feel so intoxicating. And the next second, I want to let you go. And then the next minute, it could be, we will be together again. I mean, so like when the energy is like that, it means like you're dealing with someone that's wounded. Like, I want this, but I don't. I want this, but I don't. I want this because I feel the connection. There's a divinity in me that sees the divinity in you. You feel like home. You feel me. Fill me with passion. It's so intoxicating to be near you, but it's terrifying as shit because that means that I lose control. And then when I go back and I look at all past relationships, they trigger all my wounds. This is your person. So what happens is they think about this relationship and it's intoxicating. They had the feeling for a second, and then it transcends them back to the wound. So they're like, I don't want this. But understand, love always wins, you see. So we can think we can control love, but we can't. You know, our ego wants to control. So your person wants to control it. So they are in a place of wanting it, but also fighting it. Like they want to reach out, but they don't want to reach out. And part of it is also because I think they're also afraid of how you're going to react. So one more from this, I want you. So again, there is a lot of passion there, but that's what a soulmate relationship is, right? Like we wouldn't stick around if we weren't passionate, if we weren't hot for the person. Who the hell wants to stick around for this fuck shit? You know, like you playing games, you're playing games, toying with me, making me have to look at my wounds. It's like no one would want to stick around for it. Everyone would want to be like, I want to rip your fucking face off and leave. But the thing is, when we're dealing with the soulmate, it's like I still want to rip your face off, but like 10 minutes later, I still have feelings. And it's like, I hate this person. I hate this person. Are they gonna call me? You know, you're like a crazy person. So this is where your person is right now. So if you try and tap into them and you're a highly sensitive person, you're going to like absorb their energy and you're gonna be like, I feel like a crazy person. I know that this energy is not mine. You know, so I'm just saying, like it's a very real thing. That's why they say love makes you crazy. They say love makes you love makes you like look like a lunatic, and it does because you want it, but you don't want it. You're getting triggered, and I don't think your person ever felt like they usually have full control over their situations, and they don't. This one was flipped over, so I'm just going to take it. It's exhibitionist, and it's again needing the spotlight and needing attention, and I feel like that was your person. Um, and I feel like they like that powerful energy, like that they're seen as someone that's important. Again, they wore this mask, right? So that facade, so this mask again, so that everyone would perceive them. But that's because I understand they are missing a part of themselves, and that part of themselves that is missing, they don't like. Aloof, not getting involved, protecting your heart. Go ahead and take a risk. So again, this is how they acted, and this is also what made you actually be like, I feel like I need to be this way and act like I don't care, but you are a highly sensitive person, Pisces, and that's not easy for you to do. It's like because you're like, well, if I'm gonna like somebody, I actually really like them. But that was again their trigger, which was aloof. I don't really care about it. Like I'm not gonna give you the time, you know, and if you say anything to me, I'm not gonna be accountable on it. But I'm wearing a mask. It's again because I don't really like who I am because I'm needy. You know, it's I don't really know who I am. However, I want you. Though I think we should love each other though. I think because I can't take it. So we can see how a wound is actually, we know, thankfully when we go through this phase, we can't stay in this phase for a really long time because it's exhausting. And maybe that's why I picked the card weary. Because remember when I said like that card was flipped over and I put it over to the side and I said, maybe it has something to do with your situation. Now I'm not going to be able to find it. But if you remember, I pulled weary out and I said, this isn't even part of this deck. And the reason why is what I'm feeling is because when we are also emotional with I want it, I don't want it, what's this person doing? I have all these different feelings. It makes you exhausted. Spiritual wounds make us tired. Why? Because your emotions make you tired. Too much thought creates a lot of emotions. And if we're not doing anything with those emotions and we're just trying to stay still and control ourselves, we can see why that energy begins, because you're an energy body and the energy needs to flow. And when you have a block, it's then going to, your spirit is going to say, clear this. You know, the spirit part of self is God part of self, that it's only supposed to be unconditional love. When a soulmate comes into your life, and if that person's triggering you, it's to say that you need to investigate something within inside yourself, not just to make that relationship work, but so that you could evolve into a higher state of consciousness. Your person was blocked. They have issues. Unfortunately, you're the catalyst to awaken those wounds, because they also like are triggering your wounds of feeling abandoned, of feeling like everyone else is better than I am, like you have no problem. It's like really rude, obnoxious, tactlessness, just like you're being an asshole, and it's making me weary, because it's like again, when you have feelings, this is how I feel that you feel, Pisces. When you have feelings, it's like you can't just controlling them. The person's deliberately triggering you, and they're deliberately not giving in and being an asshole. It actually makes you not want to be with this person, because it's making you really angry and pride. So I feel like you had to walk away from that. And that's why your person is a little annoyed too, because they thought you were going to fight for them. You thought, again, manipulative. And what you did was bye, peace out. And that's why they're mad. Constrained, giving up your power, too many rules, take back your freedom. Yeah, this is what they wanted. They wanted you to like give up your power. And that's a very common for people that are afraid. And so it looks like that there was that situation with just their wounds. I want to look at a little bit other energies, see if we can see. And this is flipped over, but we already know this, insecure. But pull from another deck just to see anything else that we should know. Passion and desire. Again, the passion is, again, when we have a soulmate, and if it's a soulmate twin flame, then what happens is, again, there are a lot of wounds. There's a runner and a chaser for a reason. And said that runner does not want to do the work. That runner does not want to do the commitment. They just have anxiety. However, the runner and the chaser always change sides. And it's usually after the chaser gets good and damn tired of running after the person, that they say, well, you're supposed to be my soulmate twin flame. I shouldn't have to run after you. So then once the chaser stops chasing, well, then that runner stops running. And what they realize, because again, you can't run, that unconditional love is still there. And so really the passion is that fire element, right? And so what transmutes spiritual blocks? Fire, passion. And because also love is going to make us do different things, makes us sit there and actually learn. There's a desire to want to be with this person and vice versa. So no matter what happens, when there's a chaser and a runner and vice versa and everything, at the end of the day, there's still a passion. There's still a desire, because it's a divine connection, one that spirits brought together purposely for healing. And that's, again, but your person in this story played a lot of games in like talking to a lot of different people and not giving you anything, so that in hopes that you would give them, you didn't give them anything, because it brought up all your wounds. You actually were like, this person makes me feel like they don't like me. They trigger my abandonment. They do whatever. So peace out. Yeah, but that made your person realize. So let's see what else. Toxicity. Yeah. So that again, it was toxic. And that I believe that your person is realizing. I actually think that they were so delusional, because when they played this game before with other people, they played it with low-vibe people. So they never realized how toxic it was. Now they're looking at themselves because you actually walked away, and they're seeing if their toxic behavior. They're seeing everything that they did. I don't think that they realized they almost got caught up in it. They got caught up in the game. They got caught up in wanting to be right. They got caught up in wanting to be the winner, like the one up you. Like I'm deliberately not going to give you what you need. I'm deliberately going to go out of my way. I don't know what I want. And that's again very common too. Like when we have a spiritual block, we're all over it. But I actually feel that's you, Pisces, because as your person is starting to do their healing and come out of this and realize the connection that this is, I feel like you're like, now I've seen actually a lot, and now I don't trust you, and now I don't know what I want. I don't want to sell myself short. Not uncommon. What did I just say? There's always a runner and a chaser, and that runner and chaser always change sides. They flip. And it's because you both have wounds. And in the beginning, when there's so much passion, there's so much attraction, and there's so much desire, we don't look at those blocks, and almost we look at that person like they're perfect. We put them up on a pedestal, and then all of a sudden, when you see them, you're seeing them for who they really are when they play these games, and you're like, I don't know if I want that. Well, understand when you first met them, that wasn't real. That was your fantasy, imagination. That was their potential. Potential is not who they are. So again, just the same as what they're seeing you as a lot of times. Because again, we see what we want to see, and usually we're with people that we perceive have gifts that we don't have. We admire certain things about them, which is usually things again that we don't have that skill set. So it's not that your person is a bad person. It's that this person had, like again, had needed a lot of healing. Because again, they played a lot of games to protect their heart. I think the world of you. So again, and I know that to be true, that how they feel about you after all this. But it took them to play a lot of games and for you to like walk away and really like look at yourself and put the energy into yourself. And I feel like that's what you did. You didn't run around with other people. You kind of just worked on yourself. So maybe this person has social media, like access to your social media, is able to watch you. Maybe they live near you for some of you. So they're able to like kind of keep tabs on you, and you look like you're doing fine. You look like that you're putting in the energy into yourself, and that you didn't play games. And so again, this when you removed yourself, which is actually the best thing that you can do in this situation. Especially when we're like fighting with our heart and our head is saying this person's an asshole, but our heart is like, I still have feelings for them. And they're doing all these games. Well, again, you detached. This person wanted you to fight with them. They wanted you to show them some sort of emotion. But understand, if you would have, they would have ran further. And that's what you knew. And it's very toxic, but it's because they're wounded. I feel terrible for hurting you. Because again, you removed yourself. So they're like looking at it and they're like, wow, I look like a dick. I look I look like an idiot, because I didn't expect, I didn't expect I didn't expect you to, walk away and be strong and look so great doing it and not care. I expected you to act like everybody else acts, which they put up with it. Our story isn't over yet. So that's what they feel. They feel that their story with you isn't over yet. I want to know how you feel. I kind of feel like you have feelings for them still, because again, soulmate twin flame usually does. But I'm just curious. Respect. I feel like you see the goodness underneath this person, even though they did everything. So maybe like you know a lot of their backstory, so maybe you respect who they are in spite of what they did. What else? Attitude. So there's almost like I don't see it as you again think that it's bad. I think you see it. I mean, yes, how they treated you was bad, but you're not taking it personally. You're taking it like exactly what it is. It's a spiritual thing, and down deep inside, as opposed to how they treated you, you like this person as a person. Like you can feel their good. You can feel their and also because maybe this person is out in the community, owns a business, is a family person, there's things about them that you respect. So you say, this is really a good person. However, they did give me the attitude. And I feel like it's because you're like a humble person too, Pisces. So maybe like in a way this created to give you like a little bit of an attitude, which was know your worth, like walk in it. And that's so in spite, I'm kind of feeling like even though they did a shitty thing and they feel horrible about it, you respect them, but it helped you become a better person, a better version of yourself, because I feel like you would just the type of person to give a lot of time to people that didn't really deserve it, and again didn't never really paid attention to how people, I don't want to say didn't pay attention to how people treated you, but you would always be super nice, and where to the point that this person didn't really have respect for that, and so you had to kind of respect yourself, and in that it changed the outlook of how people perceive you in to like a better way where they're valuing you more is what I'm feeling. So it actually helped you in a roundabout way, if you can follow me. I hope I'm making sense. Inner power. So it's again like that's what I feel like. It, in spite that it was a shitty thing, it gave you strength. It made you take your power back and maybe again just demand respect. So I don't really feel like it was a bad thing, in spite that it was shitty when you were going through it. Now I want to see just what the universe tells us, like how should we handle this, like what's the advice for the universe, because okay, this person says that it's not over. I don't really know when they're coming back, but I know that they right now are saying in their mind that they are going to come back. They're thinking about it. They're in that healing phase. But I want to know, what is the advice for when they come back? Because again, this person done a lot of the healing. Like what is the advice? I am loving energy of the universe. So it's again always become love. Know that unconditional love is a vibration of the universe. When you have a soulmate twin flame or any type of soulmate that feels like love, unconditional love, that's what you're feeling. They feel like home because you can feel the unconditional love that they actually have for you, and vice versa. Past life relationships, that soul recognition is that energy of the universe. So whenever we are out of alignment and we're being triggered, it's again because of the wound. We have to get back to the place of knowing that we are unconditional love, and to kind of do what you did, Pisces, which is when this person triggered you, you looked at yourself. You removed yourself. You said, okay, but then you initially said, I'm removing myself, but I'm going to look at myself and I'm going to look and see what needs to be healed, because what's going on with this? And because you did that, it actually made your person like you say, I want to fix this. I want to talk to you. I want to be different. Our story isn't over. Well, what Spirit's saying is whenever this relationship gets out of balance, instead of you getting triggered where you yell at them, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to look back to yourself because you are the energy of the universe. Your natural vibe is supposed to be unconditional love. You are love. You are me, God says. You're just, I am inside of you. So whenever you are out of alignment and you're feeling like angry or bitter or again, want to control, that's the ego. So you have to get out of that energy and bring it back to yourself. And one more, which is when I'm in alignment with love of the universe, peace cannot be disturbed. And that's the same exact message, pretty much, that Spirit's saying is like, you are the universe. Whenever you're out of alignment with the universe, get back into alignment with the universe, which is the energy of love, and your peace will not be disrupted. So how are we going to do that? We look at ourselves. Now, I'm just curious really fast, like, how are they, I'm just curious, like, how are they going to deal with it? That is here. Like, what is their, like, once they're back in? Now, it might not tell us because it's very far in advance. And when I say far in advance, it's not in the next week or two. It's going to be like probably in the next month or two. So it might not show. Right now, this person is thinking, again, wants to come and talk to you. They're realizing the error of their ways. They're realizing the deepness of this relationship, and it gave you time to look and see what needed healing. So again, they're gonna come, but I'm just curious if we can even see what they're gonna do in advance, because we know that they're gonna come to you, but are they gonna be okay? Balance. They're going to try to be balanced. And I believe that that is your walk. I believe that you hold a lot of yin energy. And doesn't mean that you're a girl. Again, you just have a lot of, you might be very creative and artistic and sweet. And again, just have that type of energy. And your person has a lot of yang energy. And so a lot of times, the God is not yin or yang. God is yin and yang. It's the energy of the universe, which is unconditional love. So we actually have yin and yang energy within inside of us. So what happens is a lot of times when we have a soulmate twin flame that comes into our life, what we'll notice is all whatever imbalances we have. And a lot of times your twin flame has strengths where you don't. So you might have, again, a full yin imbalance where your person is strength is all in their yin. They've mastered those traits, but they have a lot of problems mastering the yang traits, such as the male traits. Maybe they're not structured, maybe they're not organized, maybe they're not methodical, maybe they're not, again, people that are grounded. It's like it said, if they're attracted to someone that's very creative and artistic and intuitive, and that's normally their language of what they feel comfortable with intuitively. They're not a logical person. Doesn't mean that they never use their brain, but it's more about what they feel than it is conventional school and learning and structure. So understand, a lot of times Spirit brings us people that have different skills, different gifts. And those gifts are things that we wish that we had, but we don't think that we could master that. We think that those parts of ourselves are broken. In those areas of life are where the shadows are held. So Spirit is bringing you two together to teach balance. So you two might get triggered a lot because, like I'm saying, you don't think the same way. They don't think the same way. However, when you're in balance, you both teach each other, and there is this unconditional love, which is going to make you learn a little bit you know, like birds of a feather flock together. When you hang around someone for a certain amount of time, you begin to get, again, become like them a little bit, like they rub off on you. So again, you will be teaching this person whatever your gifts are and vice versa. And in the end, it's going to balance both your energies out. That's the whole point of a soulmate twin flame relationship, to create balance within inside of ourselves. And we do that by transmuting those wounds. And we really never really do that until like we like, you know, we're passionate about it. Like, because no one volunteers to be in hurt, right? No one wants to feel hurt. So what God is sneaky, the universe is sneaky. It says, well, I want you to heal, so I'm going to bring you this person that you're crazy about, and you're gonna always want to get into alignment. You're always going to want to feel that love, like that, like, because that's what it does. Love makes you, again, balance, because it's not about being right, and it's not about control. What a lot of times it's about is compromise, learning to see things differently and to heal. And that's what the story was all about. So I want, if you resonate with this, Pisces, let me know. Write in your comment bar. Let me be interactive with me, because I love it when you guys do. And if you want to win a free reading with me, again, all you need to do is like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write the word vanity in the comment bar. And, you know, you'll know within a short period of time whether I picked you. I want to thank you for tuning in, and stay tuned tomorrow when I'm going to do another video. Now, if you're a Virgo, you might want to check out my Virgo channel. And for all other inquiries about my classes and readings and all that good jazz, you're going to find it in the description box. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.